going to be Christie. It's either he or Rui. Look out! Luka coming off his 19-point game. It was the Lakers.
The echoes of a dynasty fading. There's a moment in every dynasty where silence begins to feel louder than victory. A hush settles over the rafters. The banners still flutter, but the crowd senses it. The inevitable decline. For years, Lakers Nation has lived in the glow of greatness. Kobe, Shaq, Magic, Kareem, and then came LeBron James, the king who stormed into LA at age 33, carrying the weight of expectation like Atlas held the heavens. But now, the throne is cold. The crown feels heavy. And the whispers in the tunnels of Crypto.com arena are growing louder. It's over. Not because LeBron isn't still great. He is. But greatness in sports has an expiration date. The Lakers front office knows it. The players know it. Deep down, the fans know it too. So the question no one wants to ask is finally surfacing, raw and uncomfortable. What happens when LeBron leaves? Chapter 1. The Mirage of Immortality. For a while, it felt like LeBron James could outrun time. At 39, he was still putting up 30-point games, still commanding double teams, still making highlight reels look like personal mixtapes. The media called it unprecedented. Fans called it inspirational. But reality? Reality called it unsustainable. Behind the scenes, the Lakers brass had already begun preparing for the sunset of the LeBron era long before the fans did. They drafted younger players. They shifted salary cap space. They looked at Bronny James not just as a potential draft pick, but as a transition piece, a symbolic passing of the torch. Yet the fans? We were hypnotized. We didn't want to believe the king could bleed. We didn't want to watch the twilight settle in. But signs were everywhere. More minutes on the bench. More load management. Less lift on the jump shot. More glances toward the clock, as if he, too, was counting down. The problem is, the Lakers aren't just a team. They're a brand, a global empire built on stars, on dominance, on the now. The thought of a Lakers roster without a transcendent icon at the helm feels wrong. But it's coming, and the front office knows it. That's why Rob Pelinka is stockpiling draft picks. That's why the team is scouting for a new face. Not just a player, but a franchise identity. Because once LeBron leaves, it's not just about losing a superstar. It's about losing the illusion of immortality. Chapter 2. The cracks beneath the surface. Let's be honest. The 2020 Bubble Championship feels like a lifetime ago. Back then, LeBron and AD were unstoppable. A dynamic duo that promised multiple rings. But since then, injuries, inconsistencies, chemistry issues, coaching carousels. The Lakers became a soap opera instead of a juggernaut. Fans started asking dangerous questions. Why can't we build consistency? Why does the roster change every 6 months? Why does it feel like we're stuck in LeBron's timeline instead of building our own? And here's the harsh truth. LeBron James isn't just a player. He's a system. When you have LeBron, you orbit around LeBron. Every trade, every signing, every strategy is filtered through what he needs right now. That's the price of having a generational talent. But that's also the trap. The Lakers sacrifice youth for veterans. They prioritize quick fixes over long-term vision. And now, as Father Time knocks on the door, the cracks are starting to widen. Austin Reeves? Talented but still raw. Anthony Davis? Dominant but fragile. D'Angelo Russell? Inconsistent. Bronny James? A marketing story more than a basketball one. For now, and somewhere in the heart of every true Lakers fan, there's this uneasy feeling. Are we headed for another rebuild? We remember the dark years after Kobe tore his Achilles. We remember the draft lotteries, the forgotten seasons, the empty seats. Nobody wants that again. But without a plan, that's exactly where we're going. Chapter 3. The Kingdom Without a King. So what does a post-LeBron Lakers world look like? That's the million-dollar question. And the billion-dollar problem. Some fans dream of Giannis or Luka coming to LA. Some hope for a miracle trade, a superstar who can carry the torch seamlessly. But let's be real, that's a fantasy right now. Superstars don't grow on palm trees, even in Los Angeles. The Lakers are facing a crossroads. They can cling to the past and hope for one more magical LeBron run, or they can embrace the uncertainty and start building for the future. That means developing talent. That means investing in culture, not just celebrity. That means preparing for a few hard years before the next legend arrives. And maybe, just maybe, that's okay, because Lakers fans aren't just frontrunners. We're not just here for the parades and the confetti. We've survived the lows before. We've watched the banners gather dust before the next dynasty rose. But this time it feels different. This time, the NBA landscape has shifted. Young teams are coming for the throne. The Kings, the Thunder, the Nuggets. They're not waiting for the Lakers to figure it out. So here's the challenge. Do we rebuild the right way? Chapter 4. The Cost of Chasing Legends. There's something about the Lakers that makes them different from any other franchise. It's not just the rings. It's not just the banners. It's the obsession with names, with legacies, with stars. And that obsession comes with a price. For decades, the Lakers chase superstars like a gambler chases the next big win. Kareem, Shaq, Kobe, Pau Gasol, LeBron. It's the Hollywood way. Sell out for box office. Trade the future for now. But what happens when the now runs out? That's where we are. Instead of developing talent like Golden State or Boston, the Lakers have sold draft picks for aging veterans, mortgaged cap space for short-term fixes, and let go of promising players too soon. Remember Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle, Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma? They were supposed to be the foundation. Now they're highlights on other teams' social media accounts. And here's the worst part. We're not learning from it. Every time a superstar becomes available, Lakers Twitter explodes. Trade for him. Bring him to LA. We act like it's still 2003, like stars just magically show up at our door with purple and gold jerseys in hand. But the NBA has changed. Players don't just come to LA because of the weather and the brand anymore. They want stability. They want culture. They want a system that works, not just a spotlight. And right now, the Lakers aren't offering that. We're offering chaos. We're offering drama. We're offering another round of let's trade the bench for someone famous. So as the LeBron era ends, the real challenge isn't about replacing a superstar. It's about breaking the cycle. It's about asking the question nobody in LA likes to ask. Can we build something from the ground up instead of just buying the next big name? If we don't, we're not chasing greatness anymore. We're chasing ghosts. Chapter 5, the Anthony Davis dilemma. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the locker room, Anthony Davis. When the Lakers traded for AD in 2019, it was the right move. It delivered a championship. No regrets there. But fast forward to now, and the equation looks a lot messier. AD was supposed to be the bridge from LeBron to the future, the next face of the franchise, a two-way monster who could carry the torch when the king finally stepped down. But can he? That's the uncomfortable question no one wants to say out loud at Lakers watch parties. Yes, Anthony Davis is elite when he's healthy, but that's the problem. When every time he falls to the floor, Lakers fans hold their breath. Every time he tweaks an ankle or grabs his back, Twitter explodes with panic. Is this who we're betting the franchise on? Because let's face it, if AD can't stay on the floor consistently, the Lakers are stuck. They're trapped between eras, too old to be young, too incomplete to compete. And then there's his mentality. Some nights, he looks like the best player on the planet. Other nights, invisible. LeBron's leadership has covered for that inconsistency for years. But when LeBron leaves, the spotlight won't just shift to AD. It will consume him. Can he handle that? Can he carry the franchise without LeBron setting the tone? So here we are, looking at a harsh reality. If AD isn't the answer, the Lakers don't have a plan B. They have cap space. They have draft picks. But they don't have a guaranteed superstar to build around. And in today's NBA, that's a dangerous place to be. Chapter 6, the fan base crossroads. At the end of the day, the real question isn't just about the team. It's about us, the fans. What do we actually want? Do we want to win, even if it means suffering through a few ugly seasons to get there? Or do we just want to keep chasing highlights and hoping for the next Hollywood moment? Because here's the truth no one likes to admit. Lakers fans have become spoiled. We're used to shortcuts. We're used to super teams. We don't like the idea of process or rebuild. We want banners, parades, and primetime ESPN slots. But look at the league right now. The Nuggets didn't win the title by trading for veterans at the deadline. The Kings didn't rise by begging superstars to come. The Thunder didn't become contenders by chasing headlines. They built, they developed, they trusted the grind. And maybe it's time for the Lakers to do the same. Maybe it's time for the fans to accept that greatness isn't always instant. Sometimes it takes patience. Sometimes it means losing before you win. Are we ready for that? Because if we're not, if we demand another star, another quick fix, another patchwork roster just to stay relevant, then we're setting ourselves up for disappointment. The LeBron era is ending, whether we like it or not. The king will retire or move on, or fade into the role of occasional legend appearances. And when that happens, Lakers Nation will face a choice. Do we build the right way? Or do we keep chasing the past? Trapped in a loop of desperation? The banners and staples centered don't lie. The history is real, but history doesn't win games. The next chapter starts now, and it's not about LeBron anymore. It's about who we decide to become when the crown finally hits the floor.
Soft jam, not time. Go ball! LeBron for three!